Aaron, Fernando Cruz has been so good for you all season long. He seemed out of sorts there in that ninth inning. Just what were you seeing from your vantage point?
Walked a guy, hit a guy, infield single, and he's always one pitch away of getting out of it. So at the end of the day, gave up a run. So I thought he threw the ball all right. They did a good job of not chasing in a couple situations to leverage those walks, but I feel like he's still throwing the ball great.
At the end of the day, runs just hard to come by for the offense today. In that fifth inning, you had 2 on, nobody out. Bibas at the plate, about to turn over the order. Any consideration to having him bunt there?
Yeah, they're just playing it aggressively. Not a lot of speed on the bases for us. So and I got the top of the order coming up. So, but yeah, definitely some consideration there.
You look at that sixth inning, it seemed like you had a little more going there. Having umpire interference wipe out a double steal in that spot, just how brutal is that?
Yeah, I don't know if it was consequential or not. We had 2 outs and we still didn't get drive him in there. So obviously don't want that to happen. Felt like we had the bases stole, regardless. So one of those things that comes up.
Just back to the fifth there with Bibas. Ultimately, you just thought you didn't have enough speed on the bases in that scenario? As to why you didn't?
Well, I'm in the middle of the game, too, and, and I know they're going to play it aggressively, so.
Andy forgot.
I know that LeMahieu had some great contact today, but also in the field, does he look a little or a lot more athletic and rangier to you now than he has maybe over the past couple of years when he's been battling stuff?
He's always been a great fielder.
But as he's struggled with stuff,
injuries have taken him off the field. He's never not been outstanding in the field whenever he's been out there. So that's who he is. He's an elite defender.
Gary.
Just sticking with DJ, what'd you think of his at-bat today, and just what have you thought of his swing since he's returned?
Some big-time ABs today. Backside homer, base hit up the middle, and then, probably his best at-bat ends up in an out. They're in the bases loaded off, not an easy at-bat either right there where he drills that ball to right center. So really encouraging to see him just having those level of at-bats in his first few outings here. And so, he was phenomenal today.
Greg.
Clarke was cruising early. What did you see from him in that fourth inning?
Yeah, just lost the zone a little bit. They walk guys. He was still pretty efficient. I thought still had good stuff and making pitches. But it's a good offense to kind of navigate. And he still pitches into the seventh inning, giving up only 2 runs. On a day when he walked 5 or so. So, I thought overall it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty darn effective.
Anthony.
Aaron, just trying to put into context how unusual umpire interference might be. How many times do you think you've seen it in your career, and does it stick out in your mind that it has happened a number of times before?
No, it doesn't happen very often. I can remember it being called before, so I have seen it, but it's pretty rare.
Anybody else? Brian, to the left.
The relay to cut down Beatty at the plate in the seventh. Just what's your view on that? Who made the better play there? Was it Bellinger or Volpe?
Yeah, I don't know. To execute a play like that, everything's got to sync up. So, it was a great baseball game. It really was. And you have a play like that, play at the plate, still a game in the balance there. So just really good execution to cut down a run at the plate.
DJ, you showed a ton of emotion there in that third inning when you hit that home run. Can you just describe what it felt like for you to make contact in that way, in a meaningful way, after quite some time?
Yeah, it was felt good. It just felt good to play Yankee Stadium again and in front of these fans, and obviously a big series. So just excited to be out there, and I don't think it was probably too much emotion, but maybe for me. But it was good. It was fun.
You also had a single later in the game. Overall, just how comfortable are you at the plate?
Good, good. I feel like I'm finding my rhythm pretty quickly after coming off the IL, and it's a couple of games, but definitely feel like I'm in a pretty good spot.
Clarke said he senses you're playing with a chip on your shoulder. Is he right?
I feel like I always do, but I was just excited to be out there, excited to be back with the guys, and helping this team.
What's been the hardest part about the layoff here and having to wait?
Like on the IL, just not being able to help the team. I mean, you're just kind of there and have to worry about getting healthy. It's not always the most fun, but it's worth it when you can get out there and be out there for the guys.
Okay.
What does it feel like to be at 100% after battling so many injuries these last couple of years, one after another?
Yeah, I feel good. Feel good with where I'm at. Just physically, mentally, and just competing. So I feel good.
Do you think you had the chance of that grounder in the ninth?
Yeah, I did. I thought I was going to make it, and just couldn't come up with it when I was going to throw.
I think JD had a really good jump on the ball, and I think the ball carried well. So I was kind of there on the backup on the ricochet, and it took a good bounce off the wall to where I could just kind of pick it up and throw it to Volpe, and Volpe did what he does and makes the perfect throw to home.
Huge spot at the time. Just what's the emotion like? What's it like when you see that executed successfully like that?
Yeah, that was exciting. I mean, it's just well executed baseball play, which is always exciting, and for me, just wanted to do my job and get it to Volpe there in that situation.
Judge comes up there in the ninth, or you just kind of expect him to do something special at that point?
Yeah, I think whenever Judge is up to bat, I think you're always expecting him to do something, and against one of the best arms in the big leagues right there with their closer. So, for me, it was just preparing for the moment.
Go to the sac fly. What did you think your chances were of getting in there?
Yeah, I think it was one of those tweeners where me and JD had a good conversation about it, so it was good. It's going to be good for the future to have that happen right now.
You felt like he maybe didn't give you enough space on that one? Or
no, I actually think he had a better lane, and to where I was, heard it late, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to catch the ball. So we had a good conversation, and it's going to be good for the future.
Cody, what did you think of LeMahieu's at-bats today, and what it would mean to the lineup if he can continue to perform at this level?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've seen DJ. I mean, even in spring, I think he's looked really good. It's exciting to have him back in the lineup. I love watching him play, and he's one of the best hitters in the game. And I played against him a lot in the NL West a while ago. So I'm excited to have him back, and he's going to help our team a lot.
Cody, Clarke said he had to turn up his pitch comm when Juan was up because the boos are so loud. Just how are you experiencing it day two? What's it like?
Yeah, I think the atmosphere has been incredible. Last night was fun to be a part of, and even today, obviously it's a Saturday, but you go out to the line right after the anthem, and it's packed full of fans. So to be a part of the first Subway Series, it's been exciting.
Do you think about what this matchup could be like in October?
Yeah, I think both teams are playing really well. They have a good team over there. The lineup's really good. They're pitching really well, and obviously for us over here, I really like what we're doing. I love the guys in this locker room, and I think we're playing really good baseball overall. So, yeah, I think there's a long way till then, and we're just kind of focusing on what we can do better every day.
What's your take on how the fans are responding to Soto so far this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's probably as expected. I mean, I think he's done a good job of handling it, and I think he's putting together bunch of Juan Soto at bats, and getting on base and hit the ball hard. So, it's just fun to be a part of it.
Just that conversation you talked about there, how do you feel like Jason's been learning these things as he goes along here this year?
Really good. I've actually been, I like where he's at. I love where he's at. I think even the ball in the gap, he got a great read on it. I forgot who hit it, but he hit it pretty hard. And, he's made a ton of good throws out there, a lot of accurate throws. And, I think he's done a tremendous job out there, honestly.
Have you noticed a difference since spring training when he had a couple early struggles?
Yeah, definitely. It's always he's always been there. I was out there early working with him, and it's just a matter of reps. I mean, different stadiums, getting reads off the bat, ball carries in different places, different dimensions, and it's just all about reps, and he's done a really good job.
Cody, for you at the plate, I know you've said that you've been feeling pretty good over this entire season, but to get these results these last few weeks, just what has that been like for you?
Yeah, results are always good. For me, obviously results are good. Kind of take my victories as, my approach and my plan, and if I'm executing that, then, that's all I can control. So controlling what I can control at all time is my plan, and obviously seeing results helps.